Hello. I thought that I was live streaming. I talked for probably 5 minutes and I thought I was live streaming, but hey, I'm learning how to use this thing. So thank you so much for paying attention to this live stream. I am planning to post the recording when I'm done. This is Confessional Part 2, Perfectionism Confessional Part 2. And I just want to give a shout out to one of my business coaches. Her name is Deanna Mason with Refreshed Moms. One of the things that she helped all of us in her group to do, her Refreshed Moms group to do, she helped us all to identify our word for the year, word for the month, that kind of a thing. For me, that word was focus. And it's just a reinforcement of what I said in confessional number 1, that I'm focusing. I'm not trying to multitask and put all this pressure on myself to do a lot of important things all at the same time. I might do little unimportant things at the same time, like clean the bathroom and play an Audible book at the same time. Those I can multitask. But when I'm really digging a little bit deeper, for instance, writing, that's a place where I need to just focus. And so sometimes I actually have to turn off the phone, turn the ringer off, put it on mute, sometimes turn it all the way off. If I really, really don't want to be interrupted, tell all my family, hey, I'm unavailable from this time to this time. And, everybody can survive for an hour. Yes, they can. They can survive for an hour without me. I had that happen today. I was on the phone on a business call, and somebody decided that they just had to have me read their text message right then and there. And they kept blowing up my phone. And I was just like, I told you I would be done at 5. And they were upset with me. But sometimes you got to stand your ground, because if people don't see you do that, they won't respect your time. They won't respect the sacred times that you set aside so that you can focus. So I'm learning how to not just create boundaries, but to reinforce those boundaries. And it's so freeing. It gives me the time to really dig a little deeper than I can when I'm constantly interrupted and when I'm focused on too many things at one time. And, so half of that is my fault and half of that is other people's fault. When I'm just distracted and focusing on too many things at one time, that's just my fault. I've had some bad habits in the past, playing games on my phone while I'm studying. Sometimes I do that when my studying is shallow studying, such as writing an outline from the table of contents so that I can use that as I'm taking my study notes. But as I'm actually reading, I don't play the game. Now, I may take a break for 5 minutes and play, but I know my own learning and work patterns. I understand myself now more than I ever have before, and I know what I need so that I can just focus. So for this year, focus. It's all about focus. In terms of perfectionism, my confessional is that I'm actually doing decent. Because of COVID, I was able to really grow deeper roots in this area of focusing and of not trying to operate in perfectionism. 2020 took a lot out of me. It helped me to see places where I needed more support so that I can be healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, and all otherwise. It helped me to see places where I needed to slow down, or places where I needed to just completely, bow out and not do. I had to end last year. I attempted to do the seminar series that I usually do every spring and summer. I usually do it locally in Atlanta, and then sometimes I would do some online webinars too. Last year, I tried to just do online webinars. Well, I didn't have my normal sponsors. I usually have. The library usually sponsored these events. It's called Lead Like a Queen, Lead Like a Queen. And I apologize, my nose is a little stuffed up. But, last year I just couldn't raise the kind of interest in the program that I usually would have, because I just didn't have the same sponsorship. And that's okay. I let it go, and that was fine. And it gave me time to think and pray and get clarity and get direction for what will happen this year. So on that note, keep your ears and eyes out for upcoming announcements about future events. I'll be expanding the event to have more content and to have different sponsors now. I'm not going to just have one sponsor like I've done in the past, which was the library. I found out that that is not a wise way to do the event, because if something happens and you only have one sponsor, you have no sponsor left and your event can be in jeopardy because of that. So I learned my lesson about that. I'm so grateful that I got a chance to learn that lesson so that I can improve it, so that it can be more of a blessing for going forward. So the Lead Like a Queen seminar series should be coming back in the fall. That's the goal that I have. So I've got some planning to do, and I will update everybody who's actually paying attention. I'll update you, and I'll make sure that you are in the loop on what's going to be happening. So I'm tired. It's been a long day. Had 2 meetings today that were relatively long, one of which was really long, and I'm ready to get my rest. But I wanted to make sure that I gave myself the chance to reconnect here on YouTube, on my channel, and do a live, just so that y'all know what's going on with me and that I am still committed to my anti-perfectionism journey. I'm still committed to that. And my goal for this year is just to stay focused. All right. I hope that's a blessing to at least one of y'all out there catching on to this and listening. Oh, yeah. And if you want to read my blog article that I recently published on the Medium website, it's leadlikeaqueen.medium.com. I am one of the authors on that. Medium is a very cool blog. It's got all kinds of writers from all over the world on all kinds of topics, and it can be a black hole because it's so interesting. It can be one of those places where you can get kind of lost reading all the great articles, but I'm one of the writers on there. I'd love to have you go visit and check out my article, my COVID cave article that I wrote. All right. God bless you. And I will be talking with y'all again soon. I'll be making some more videos. Bye-bye.